Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're well. You're amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. It's Tuesday, and this is video 2 of 3. That's it. We're going live later, and we'll discuss everything there. We'll have a chat together, a little chin wag. Might even have a little drinky poos. But anyway, in this video, what we're talking about, we're going back in time, like Back to the Future. No, because he goes forward, doesn't he? We're traveling in time, and we're going back 2 years. Because look, something that I have, and I know that you have, some of you anyway, those of you who are paying attention, have had issues and taken umbrage with things that have been said by Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk. And there seems to be a fracture between these two. We've heard potentially that Bethany Funk had exculpatory evidence. And then she's gone off grid, completely gone off grid. Didn't turn up at the sentencing hearing to show any kind of solidarity between her and the other surviving roommate, where you'd think that they would be locked arm in arm and walk in cuddling each other and offering support, you would think. But no, she had a toothy ache, a tooth hurt, a teeth. So she wasn't there. She sent someone else to read something. But she has been off grid. And it leads me to believe that the fact that a lot of her stuff wasn't made public, the aforementioned potential exculpatory evidence, goes here. Does this now, we're 2 years down the line and we are seeing new documentation, make certain things that initially didn't make a lot of sense or was simply passed off as, I don't know, tinfoil hat, I don't know. What do they call it? What was Cyray? A conspiracy theorist. And I've always said the difference between the truth and the conspiracy theory is generally just a matter of time. But look here. This is from Sleuthing Some on Reddit, and it was from 2 years ago. Pay attention. According to Stacey Chapin, during her and Jim's November 17th extended interview, Bethany Funk told Ethan's triplets what she heard through the night. Not triplets anymore. Chapins have downgraded to twins now, while Ethan now resides in the basement, being slowly erased from existence. What she heard through the night, she told the triplets she heard loud male voices, Ethan yelling, and the other male voices she believed were guys in the fraternity. So she heard more than one perpetrator and Ethan yelling loud, yet DM didn't. BF also heard furniture getting knocked around, rummaging, which is interesting because we've had nods to this in now the most recent document releases. So furniture getting knocked around, rummaging through the second floor, Murphy barking, and then a loud thud. Again, remember, 2 years ago. This is before a lot of information came out. So we can't discount some of this because it seems that it was accurate. Multiple past tenants who had rooms on that first floor said it was very hard to hear anything above, which makes sense when you look at where Thai add-on was. I don't know what that is. For Bethany Funk to have heard Ethan and other guys yelling loudly, it would have been impossible for Dylan Mortensen on the same floor as those guys to not hear it. BF genuinely thought what she was hearing was a continuation of the frat party fight that she also witnessed. She observed the very heated and aggressive fight that Ethan and Xana had with a certain David of the Davids. In fact, the frat fight, it was getting so bad that Xana pulled Ethan away and got him out of there. And now again, we have heard that this fraternity fight had gotten so bad that Xana had contacted her family, and the family were contemplating driving over. This same David is seen in his big white truck slowly passing K, M, and JS in the CCTV clip of them walking from the corner club to the grub truck. Is it true that Adam and JD were picked up at the club as soon as the girls left? and they were picked up by the Davids. Does the CC not have security videos that can see who leaves and at what time, and outside surveillance watching the vehicles? Was JS staying near the girls so he could give updates on when they left to the Davids, JD, and Adam? Coincidentally, while the girls are waiting for their food at the truck, Adam appears to also get food. When the girls aren't looking, he signals to JS the sleeping sign about the girls. I suppose he could have just meant the girls were sleepy, but he could have also meant they would wait until they went to sleep. When Adam leaves, you hear the truck rev its motor and can see the same big white truck, in the reflection of the window. How is it not suspect that David's truck slowly passes by while the three are walking in an area when no one else is? If you watch the video, you'll see him pass them, get into a parking spot, only to turn his truck back around, obviously to pass them and see where they are. Why hasn't MPD ever discussed that? The truck was clearly watching the girls hours before they died. Did they look into who owned the truck? Did MPD confiscate the Davids, Adam, JD, and JS's phones? Were those guys in contact during that night? Did Adam call the Davids and then tell them what Maddie told him? Everything. Why has MPD never discussed the entire situation? We know Maddie told Adam information that was serious because Kaylee was concerned, and JS's response, they're going to get you, Maddie. Is it just a coincidence that JS says that and a few hours later someone's did get Maddie? Is it just a coincidence that Ethan and Xana had a big fight with David hours before? And then that David picks Adam and allegedly JD up at the club right after the girls left and right after M told Adam serious info. Info that would cause multiple people to get her. JS didn't say he's going to get you. He said they, meaning several. Is it also just a coincidence that the same David that fought with Xana and Ethan hours before their murders also had a verbal altercation with Maddie at the Friday night house party? Is it just a coincidence that 3 of the 4 murdered just happened to be on bad terms with the Davids? Is it true that the Davids were hazing Hudson Lindau the night he drowned? Did he really drown because he fell into Paradise Pond on campus even though he was a multiple champion swimmer? Is the rumor true that he was actually waterboarded by the Davids and Adam when he accidentally died? Is it true that one of the Davids repeated this info to multiple students because he felt guilty? Now, we have spoken about the Hudson Lindau situation some time ago, and we went through it. It was a weird situation, and there is obviously a connection that connects a lot of these individuals back to what happened to Hudson Lindau and his very strange demise. But what I will say is, when you pair things like this information with the fact that just a couple of videos ago, we spoke about the fact Dylan Mortensen had raised a potential alternative perpetrator who had apparently become violent to one of the girls, it would seem, it does raise questions. It raises huge questions as to who was around these victims, what were some of these individuals capable of, what were they willing to do, and what did they have to hide? And could this entire situation have spiraled out of control due to something such as the death of Hudson Lindau? We have always questioned what was being said in that short walk away from the grub truck, what was said, and the statement that would suggest that there would be repercussions for that. Again, like this person says, is this all coincidental? But there's 2 different stories here. There's the version of Dylan Mortensen and the version of Dylan Mortensen's that was pushed out by Moscow Police Department via the PCA, that in video 1 today, we have literally questioned the authenticity of that. Megyn Kelly raised the issue and clearly stated there seems to be lies within that statement. And then you have Bethany Funk on the back burner, who seems to have completely distanced herself from the entire situation, yet could have held potential exculpatory evidence. this post does go on to say more, and I'm going to cover more of this post in tonight's live. So join me later on. But just give you some food for thought until then. Little teaser, appetizer. Love you all. Mwah.